Wednesday is what it is.
It's a wet Wednesday is what it is. This is another episode of Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. And of course, I am JR. That's my co-host, my beautiful daughter over there, Charlie. How you doing, baby?
Yes, she is.
You know.
Hey, how y'all doing?
So, I want to acknowledge our alter egos because they are in the house in full force tonight.
Yes, they
the
are.
Fly Guy and the Fly Girls.
That's right.
Don't call it a comeback because I've been fly.
That's right. Yeah, he never left.
Never left.
Never
Fly
left.
Guy never left the building.
To my right is Fly Money.
Hey.
And in the back over there, producing as she does, is Kim, and her AKA is This Shit's Fly. What's up, Kim? So I'm sorry, brother. What's your name? I'm sorry. Evan. Okay. We got Evan over there on the knobs and faders. How you doing tonight, Evan? Yeah, good. We got we have a very, very special guest in the house for y'all. This brother is a host, and like I said, from my understanding, the most popular host here on Fishbowl.
Yes.
But he's got
we had to beg him to come on too, right? That's what
but this is King Charles, the host of The Throne here on Fishbowl Radio Network. Thank you for coming out and
no, definitely, man. It's a pleasure being on here. First of all, my name is King Charles, host of The Throne, broadcast all over the world on Saturdays from 1 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so honored to be here on the show, today. I just want to see what's going on with you, man. You know what I'm saying? We've been knowing each other for a little bit, man. And
yes,
I just want to see you in your element. I never got a chance to see you in your element because we were doing things at the same time in the studio. Now we got a chance to, because I think I talked to you about, saying getting involved into doing something like this, you know what I'm saying? Because what it does is it stretches you out a little bit and lets you be like a rose, man.
Yeah.
A budding rose.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Watch yourself bloom, see what you can become.
Yeah. It opens up the doors.
I can't even really take credit for this. My daughter, I was at work. True story. I was at work. And my daughter called and I picked up the phone and said, "Hey, baby." She says, "What you doing right now, Dad?" I said, "Well, I got a minute to talk to you." And she said, "Well, we're going to do a podcast right now."
Yeah,
and we went on StreamYard on our phones and did our first podcast. And then it was Speaking the Facts in 15 because it was 15 minutes. And we rolled with it for a minute. And like I said, when I like you said, we've known each other for a minute. Mm-hmm. And I have seen the quality of your work. And so as we rolled, I called her back. I said, "Well, no, we got to take this up a notch. We got to, we got to take it where we can." So
we're doing like a little lunchtime, conversation.
So
and here you are.
Here I am, and here we are. Yes. And before I ask this, I want you to ask him some questions actually because you talked to him before I did. But I just want we're going to switch it up a little bit. I just want you to go ahead and get one old joke in so I could.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, well, those have to come naturally.
They do?
Can't come on demand.
No, man.
I got one for both of y'all.
I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Our guest is yours, Charlie.
Yeah, so Mr. King Charles, I'm so honored that you decided to come on, and you've been doing this for a long time. You come with a lot of experience, information, and wisdom. And so week before last, we were talking about men's health, which is important. And even before y'all behind the scenes, we were kind of talking about men's health, and you're talking about, hey, guys, what I did to my body, but I'm still here. Look at me,
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to continue that conversation, I believe, Dad.
Yes.
And so we're glad that you're here to have it with us. And so maybe talk to us about, how important health is for you as a man. And obviously you probably haven't, you mentioned you had all daughters, but they're probably going to have grandchildren and so on, and just the men in your family and carrying on that lineage. How important is it to make sure that your family, y'all stay healthy?
Wow, that's
loaded.
That's loaded and so many layers to that. So where I'm gonna go is just to tell you, my health is extremely important to me now. Mm-hmm. So put an emphasis on the word now. It has not always been. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I didn't know the knowledge. I didn't know how important it was to eat right and work out and do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your mental health. You know what I'm saying? Nurture your spirit and different things like that. You know, I didn't know that. I didn't have that information. That information was never given to me because my mother didn't have that information and her mama didn't have that information. So let's start there. But about time I did get the information, and then my body began to break down, then and I was able, actually everything came into a perfect stitch at around the same time, because when my health failed me, I was in a position to where I was insured. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I had, I got savings, I got money, I'm on my stick, right? So, it's not a thing. And not only that, I also had some information by then. And I was able to suffice it and survive it. But now it's so important to me now, because I did a whole lot of damage to myself.
Gotcha.
And
I like, not like, but the word failed, failed is so harsh of a word. I would maybe say your body said, hey, sir, excuse me. I need you to pay attention.
You're right. You know what I'm saying? Your body will talk to you. You know what I'm saying? It was loud and clear.
Yeah.
It was loud and clear.
Said, you feel me?
It was loud and clear.
So what have you done to improve your health? Be a little more specific on what you've done to improve your health since you had that struggle.
Well, I changed my eating habits. I'm very seldom eat fried foods. I very seldom eat red meat. You know what I'm saying? I have to change. You know what I'm saying? I will. Instead of having a sweet tooth or whatever the case may be, I pick up a piece of fruit instead of, a pint of Bell's ice cream, Bluebell ice cream.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But when we talking about health, we have to talk about the mental health too, because this is Mental Health Month.
Yes,
we have to take a knowledge to that. That was to me, the biggest part of my health issues that I had to address was my mental health.
Thoughts become things. So in order to really make a change, it has to be come from the mind first.
Yes.
And I know that there was a time in my life when I was probably in my early 30s, went to the doctor, was having, wasn't excited about being in bed with my wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm just all, just out of sorts, and I go to the doctor and she says, don't worry about it. Most men in your age have given up on sex. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Are you, it's over. It's over for me now at 35. I don't even think I was 35, and I'm like, it's over now. So, but I was like you. I didn't have the information when I was young, and my mother didn't have it, and so, but I was fortunate enough to come across some information. And I began to change my diet. I'm a vegetarian now, and have been since like 1990. But yeah, just
I bet you back in the game now, though, huh?
well, I eat, but I haven't. Like I said, I haven't had anything with a face. I haven't had since like 1990. I quit eating pork back in the 70s when I first got turned on.
That one,
you did not. It went over his head.
Yeah, it did. It did. See, I can admit that. I got. You know what? See. It did. So catch me up.
You caught it? Or you
no.
So are you back physically active?
Oh yes. Yes. Oh yeah. No. I'm like Willie Nelson. Okay. Back in the saddle again. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
My mind when somebody plays up anything without a face.
You were right there. You were right there. I was trying to keep up with that.
Oh, see, y'all took it to a whole nother place there. See,
right.
but yeah,
speaking of facts,
speaking of facts,
let's find out
right here, right now.
But yes, and I had to make some mental adjustments to realize how important it was to do those things, to stick with those things, over the years. and I like you, I have to say that being I'll be 67 next month. And and I can run, I can jump, I can bend, I can do, of course I'm not doing any of those things as fast as I used to, but but I can do them, and I can throw the ball with my grandson, and in fact, I remember we was at the park one day and I was throwing the ball with Trey and I fell, and you ran over because you thought I was hurt, and I popped up and I'm like, let's
good.
I'm good. Let's keep it going.
The next day he didn't call me. I'm just not.
But yes, and loving ourselves, mentally. Adopting the attitude that it's important to love ourselves, so that we become interested in doing the things that are necessary to take care of ourselves.
Yes,
and I think that I'm glad you said that mental health is something that we need to focus on, because I was listening to one of your clips, and you were talking about how a lot of us don't realize the trauma that we carry around even from our childhood. And these things can definitely keep us from focusing the right amount of attention on ourselves, because we're, it's like, like Erykah Badu said, you don't miss the bus because you got too much stuff,
That's right.
So how have you managed not to set down that baggage and not have all that stuff, and so that you can make these positive changes? Kind of.
I have a choice today. And see, my choice comes with things that's important to my mental health and my spirituality. So they're my choice. When I'm talking about this choice that I say I have and I own and I possess, it's the choice to pick and choose who I associate myself with, who I'm around, who I allow around me. Right. That's my choice. And see, and I don't deal with nothing but healthy people. Yeah, and when you deal, you hang around what you want.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It has if you hang around rich people, you hang in a barbershop, you're gonna get a haircut. So if you hang around rich people, you know what I'm saying, you're hanging around the information about some money.
Right.
If you hang around good people, genuinely good people, you know what I'm saying, authentic people, you know what I'm saying, that's what you become.
That's correct.
And so that was my biggest medicine right there, is to know and understand that I got a choice. And when I got the choice, then I can move pieces.
Gotcha.
I am so glad you said that. Because I work in schools with kids and stuff, and as you know, and the one thing that I constantly tell them, I'll ask them, how many of you say he made me or she made me, and a lot of them will raise their hand. Right. And I tell them it's okay. I'm thank you for being honest, but I want you to approach this from a different way. What makes you different from the dogs and the cats and the fish and the whales and all this? What makes you different is that you have free will. You have choice. You know
what? Let me clarify something right quick. You know what I'm saying, on that last statement that I made, because I want to be crystal clear. Because he asked me a question and I kind of didn't give the bottom line of it. And the bottom line of it is that the people that I chose to put around me is, I got several therapists that, you know what I'm saying, I associate myself with. So therefore I learned that I need to be in therapy. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. I have people around me that's in recovery. You know what I'm saying? So those people got some information too. Yeah. So all this information that I'm getting, I'm not like I used to be, like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm stuck on it. I'm looking at it. I'm applying it.
Yeah, I've always said that every day is a good day, especially when I learn something.
Yeah.
It's not about just the sun shining. If I'm actually making myself better. And I'm having those, I call it the beta planning periods, where I'm figuring out what's going to work and how I can grow whatever I'm trying to accomplish. It's a good day.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. And that's because I wanted to complete your question there. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'm getting loaded. Because I had a lot of baggage, man. I had a lot, bro. I had a lot, man. Because I come from a real bad background. I grew up in South Central LA, and everything that you can think of in your mind to come along with that, I was a part of it. So, when I came out here to Texas, man, I came with all of it, man.
Brought it all. You brought the everything, the gutter with you.
Everything.
See, so I remember I was a teenager. I want to say I was 12 years old, and my grandfather, who's passed, calling my mom and saying, hey, because we were in LA. We were living off of Florence and Crenshaw.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And we were living.
That's rolling 60 hood.
Yeah. And so there was a Winchell's on one side And
McDonald's?
No, it's the pastrami shop. It was Winchell's, the pastrami shop.
Okay.
Right. So Manchester ran this way. So this was running Florence.
Right.
And so so when I would go to the corner store, the Crips was on one side, the Bloods was on the other side. And so I had to walk to the store and with my head down because I couldn't make eye contact with none of the gangs.
Neither one of them.
Because if I made eye contact, they owned me. And so I remember when we lived over there, so many crazy things happened. But I remember one of them was I went to the corner store to buy my mama probably some cigarettes or some bread, and a man walking up and like touching me, and I'm like, and so I ran. I'm like, Mama, some man at the store kept like petting me, touching me. And so she came back up there, and the store guy telling him, oh yeah, he's gone now. But I remember, telling my grandfather that, and he was saying, Valerie, get those kids out of there. That's just not a place for them to be at. Just get them out of there because it was crazy,
It was.
Yeah, I remember but at that time, me thinking it was normal, hey, going to the store and making sure not to make eye contact with somebody was normal. But that's really not normal. You should be able to just go to the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so he moved us Mom moved us to Seattle where my grandfather was.
That's huge right there because you can imagine what kind of trauma or things that it embeds into her mind, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But she had to look down, you know what I'm saying, just to be around the presence of other people. Belittle herself as a human being just to be around. Come on now.
Yeah. So you get
No, I am truly fortunate when it comes to my kids and having a relationship with all my kids because they weren't always around me. In fact, during that period in her life, I didn't know where she was because their mother had kind of, absconsed with them, and I didn't know where they were. So it
happens.
Yeah.
Life happens.
Yeah, but again, I feel fortunate to have made changes, to my mental health so that I could make changes to my physical health. I was like you was talking about being out there in those streets, the gang stuff and the 90s, the crack stuff. I was in all that, and it was interesting because like I never lost my job or anything like that, but I don't know if people realize how hard it is to live that lifestyle and not lose your job. How much you have to lie and pretend. How
very hard. You get to the point where you don't even want no damn job.
Yeah,
all you want to do is another one.
Yeah, and so
it's a disease, man.
Yeah. So to it was really that was really difficult, and the shame and the guilt, and all of that. Huge. The baggage that you carry.
Huge.
So that's why we want to talk about healthy living because again, thoughts become things, and like I was telling you, I tell them kids, what you have is choice. No one, unless someone's got a gun to your head, no one's making you do. No one's making you, no one's making you happy. No one's making you sad. Those are conditions, but we choose them. Right. I may become sad in the moment, but staying that way is a choice. And we have to understand and take back the power that God has given us individually, right. so that we can stand. I was listening to Sly and the Family Stone, stand on the way over here, stand for the things are right. It's the truth that the truth can make you so uptight. So
come on, come on now.
So because it can, the truth will set you free if you're willing, if you want to be free. But I was also watching The Matrix over the weekend, and I watch that movie periodically just to draw from it because so many of us are almost choosing to have that hole stuck to us, or to carry around that baggage, or to not branch out, to not become what we can.
Brother, some people are just literally afraid to look at it.
Yeah.
They're literally afraid to look at it. They don't want to look at that. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime that a person has to, for me to ever become or transition to where I am mentally healthy, physically or spiritually healthy, or whatever the case may be, I had to take a look at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
The man in the mirror. Yeah.
I had to take a look at nobody else. I had to take a look at me. See, I met myself for the first time late in my life.
So what age was that when you met yourself?
It was 11 years ago.
Okay.
It was 11 years ago I met myself. Man, 11 years ago I had a trash bag And in that trash bag was a bag full of Goodwill clothes. That's all I had to my name.
Yeah.
And I want y'all to know that this brother, not only is he looking good, he's got a beautiful Mercedes outside. And I'm saying, you know, and I'm saying these things to say that just the power and the promise of life, you know, the power and the promise of recovery, you know, because of course I had to go through recovery as well. Yes. You know, the power of because when you know that you are, you know, kingly or queenly, and that you realize that you were supposed to do something while you're here, you know, not just be here, you know, that you're supposed to do something while you're here.
Purpose, your purpose,
you know.
Yeah, but that's just, you know, purpose is a big word for many people. I mean, they struggle with what is it? You know, I'm here, but what is it that I'm doing? And so, and you have so many people lost that don't even believe in God. You know, they walk around. So I think that is, you know, a lot of people get lost in what it is, you know, while we're all in this mix together. But what is it? What, are we supposed to be serving one another? Are we supposed to be, you know, have empathy for one another? Are we supposed to uplift one another? And I think through doing that is how people find their purpose. It's not in just being self, you know, so.
And you have to be, good point. You have to be receptive to that too. You know what I'm saying? As far as knowing what your purpose is, you have to be receptive. And that's just spirituality and get in touch with your God. You know what I'm saying? Whomever you might call God or whatever the case may be, because there's so many, and I think it's universal anyway. That's just my opinion. But whomever, you know, once you get in touch with God and get in touch with you and find out who you are, and just be silent. And I don't mean be silent from your voice or whatever in a quiet moment. I'm talking about in your mind, and don't worry about it. Your purpose is going to reveal itself.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because you're in a position now to receive it.
That's right.
And so when you got in that position to receive your purpose, was there a state of peace? Was that in that moment? Was there a state of peace in your life?
Yes, it's no. Joy.
Okay.
Joy.
I like that.
Joy, because see, I'm a man that, you know, in my life, you know, I had an opportunity, like I just explained to you. I met me 11 years ago, and I'm doing a lot of firsts in my life.
I love that.
So a lot of things are first for me.
Which is great.
But he gave me a long time ago, and I didn't know it because I didn't know me. My God gave me the wisdom, courage, and the knowledge for a lot of things. You know, I'm quick with it. You know what I'm saying? I got a nice conversation, you know, and I'm a hard worker. I'm up 4 in the morning every morning, and I'm finna get it until I can't get it no more. You know, I just I'm compassionate. I'm kind. I don't want to hurt nobody, and I don't want nobody hurting me. Right. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of love to give. You know what I'm saying? And I got a lot of hoes that need to be loved. So I understand that today.
Right.
So I'm just in a place in my life that I'm not above all, I'm not below nobody, but I'm right where I need to be.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. And I definitely appreciate you saying that, because you know, because it is, and we're talking about God, and we talk about that openly on the show. It doesn't. I went to see, you know, I rock with Jesus, but I went to see Ra'un Nefer Amen, the Shechem of the All Set Society. I went to see him in Berkeley, California.
And I said that really fast 3 times.
I was saying it in my mind. I was saying it in my mind. I said, what?
Ra'un Nefer Amen. And
spit everywhere on it.
Yeah, Shechem is a title, is the supreme authority.
She's good.
That was a good one. He's the supreme authority of the All Set Society, and he's written books called the Metu Neter, which literally translates. Metu is word of, and Neter is God. So
and see, I just learned something, y'all. I hope y'all did too.
But I went to see him in Berkeley, California, and the one thing that I remember he said was, he said it doesn't matter as much whether you profess to be Muslim, Christian, you Jew. That doesn't matter as much. What matters is, does what you believe support you? You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Does it allow you to live in peace? Does it allow you to live with grace and dignity? Because if it doesn't, you're believing the wrong thing.
That's right.
That's profound.
Yeah, you know, and I remember that because we can always find something to fight about, but I choose to coin your phrase, I choose to look at how we can unify, you know, our differences, because that's what makes us great. Right. You know what I'm saying? Is being able to find a commonality. You know, we you know, in our miserableness, we tend to ask God for a lot and blame God for a lot. You know, I remember seeing Oh God. It was the movie Oh God. Did you ever see that? It was George Burns, the old vaudeville comedian. Yeah. He played God, and it was the second one where he told his little girl Tracy to take her friends and go around and say, "Try God." Well, she told her parents she had seen God because he rode in on a motorcycle, and her parents thought she was nuts and took her to the psychiatrist, and they was about to commit her, and she's sitting in the outer room. And he walks in and she says, God, I need to ask you a question. And he says, well, I figured you had a couple. You know how George Burns is, you know, and it's like, well, she says, why do you allow bad things to happen to good people? Now, I think that at least 50% of the people, if you really met God, that might be a question you might ask God.
Yeah. It's a good question.
Why do you allow bad things to happen to good people? And I'll never forget what he said. Right. First of all, in only the George way he could, he said, well, Tracy, I'm going to put a suggestion box on the wall. And if anybody's got a better way, I'm all for it. He said, but have you ever seen day without night? Have you ever seen left without right or up without down? He said, Tracy, the one thing that I've never been able to do is create something with just one side.
Yeah, that's deep too.
Yeah, you know, and I was like, I was blown away because you know that's the duality of existence. You know, that's true. You know, we are supposed to get a measure of both because that's the iron sharpening iron.
That's true because you know you have the young people that say, you know, I've seen a lot of them say, oh God, you know, can I please not get the the front line package? You know, like I'm sick of being a warrior and got to deal with all these things. But if you were really on the sideline watching everything happen for everybody else, would you truly be happy? And, we got that the same thing, like you said, the duality. Sometimes we got to be on that front line, and sometimes we got to be on the sideline and watch other people, but cheer them on. And I think that's probably a big thing for people. As young people say, haters. People are on the sidelines, not really doing anything to move themselves forward. Hating people, not really applauding them on, not helping them get to the next level because, okay, each one teach one, pull the next one along. And that could happen if people were truly, just truly caring for one another and truly trying to help people advance to the next level, not leaving nobody behind just cause,
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, y'all got some good stuff going on up in the studio, huh?
Well, we try to speak the facts,
Yeah, speak the facts.
As we see them.
And now it's longer than 15 minutes.
I know, huh? Yeah. That's good.
So then, Dad, with King Charles talking about, like truly kind of finding himself 11 years ago, what do you feel like you found yourself?
Well, I started finding myself. I started finding myself probably 30 years ago, but I got to be honest. Mm-hmm. I'm finding myself today, and I really appreciate this brother being on the show because there's just so much, and for me not to know that he met himself 11 years ago, because I would have never guessed that. Yeah. Because whenever I see this brother, I just have so much admiration for the way he carries himself. Yeah. For the dignity that he carries and for the message that he carries. So so I would have never thought that. But I feel like, to be honest, I feel like even now I need to have. I've said this to you. I need to have a better relationship with money. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so when you said a minute ago,
that's a lifetime issue.
but surrounding myself with people who can help me have that relationship. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I was taking in what you were saying. Because there's in order for me to sit here, I can't sit here and pretend that I'm somebody that's got it all together and going to tell you out there or either of you that I've got all the answers, because I don't.
Right.
You know, but being willing to learn the answers allows me to sit here. You know, being willing to like you said, I don't want to be around nobody who won't learn that. I heard you say that a few minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. That's important. And you know, you have a lot. I mean, you guys both strike me as individuals that don't back down from a challenge. So even with the things that life brings you, it's a challenge, you know, and it helps you learn, you know. So last night, you know, my dad sings, and so I had introduced him. Well, he already met him before, but Don Diego, and so I said, "Hey, you know,
just seen him in a concert with the Isley Brothers."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't make it to the Isley Brothers, but they were at Thibodeau's, one of our favorite places that we go to on a Tuesday night. And so we've been trying to get Dad to come out for how long, Kim? Yeah, forever. Yeah, forever, ever.
Yeah, he's good though. Get out there and see him. Yeah.
And so Dad came out last night, and on their intermission, I introduced them, and he asked Dad, you know, what songs you sing. So the first song Dad mentioned, Don Diego said, "Dude, that was like 100 years ago." Like not in those exact words, but he was like, "Can you pick a song that's a little bit, you know, more up to date, closer?" He's like, "The guys I'm playing with are kind of young." But anyways, Superstition was the song by Stevie Wonder. Yeah, but it was really cool to see you up there in your element. That has always been your element, and you came to life. And you know, even people calling me today saying, "Hey, you know, why I didn't get an invite?" And I'm like, "Well, shoot, you can come on Tuesdays. That's gonna be our spot." Like, you know, are you locked in on a Tuesday night?
I'm locked in. I've done music most of my life, and I've sung for a living, and you know that.
Well, I learned something about you I didn't know.
Yeah. So I also in finding myself got pulled away from, you know, part of me that mattered, and when I got to Texas, I brought a lot of stuff with me. You know, I've been here 11 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I brought a lot of stuff with me that I've had to learn to lay down. So when you asked me how when I found myself and I told you I'm doing it this minute, that's the honest to God's truth. You know what I'm saying? I brought a lot of stuff with me, but I know that first of all, I know that in order to be seen in the light that I want God to see me in, I have to stand. You know, I have to stand. In order for my children to see me in the light that I choose to be seen in, I have to stand.
Right.
You know,
right. And see, like, even for him, so like, you have a good, I mean, I know it's not the relationship that you want, but you have a good relationship with money because you just bought your first house this year. Like,
yes, I did.
So
that's big.
Yeah,
that's big, brother.
Yeah, you know,
so,
and
you got to have some type of relationship.
Yeah, he does exactly. So like, yeah, he got a bachelor pad now, you know. Ladies, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get these ladies to come over and help me decorate, because that's not my forte.
Yeah. Last time he was out,
that's strange. He said, "Get you guys to come over there and decorate." That's the opposite of me. I do all the decorating.
Oh, well, see, I need to have you over, brother, and look at my pads.
Yeah. So another man can decorate another man's house. He's like, "I'm gonna decorate my house."
Off the limitations right there. What were you saying, sister? I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Oh, you good. No, just saying, you know, I feel like he does have a good relationship with money because he's able to accomplish that. And this year, and even against, a lot of naysayers. And so we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, because the average age that a person buys a house, you know, contrary to what many believe, is actually 49 years of age, you know, because, you know, we got to have the chapters in our lives, you know, where it's like, oh, that's what happened back there in chapter 2, you know, you know, and so, but as long as we take the things from it that are going to, again, help us grow, leave behind, that does not matter. Don't bring it along.
And then there's an age too where it's not feasible to buy. You know what I'm saying? Because you can get for example, to give you an example, from my standpoint, looking at money as far as that, you know, at your age, I probably wouldn't have bought. I wouldn't have bought. Because it just don't meet my needs over a long run. Like she said, the average age is 49, you know, 45, 49, somewhere in there to buy a home, because now you can live in there 30, 40 years, you know what I'm saying? Or you can whatever, or move, sell it, or whatever the case may be. But it's just a matter of choice. You know, I missed my mark and I actually had the means to do it before the prices went up.
Well, I'm going to tell you that.
I know you're a realtor, though.
Yeah. But I mean,
she said, I just happen
to have a different, outlook on that topic. Just in that, you're not sending kids off to college. I get it. You maybe not even trying to build a business, but you got to pay taxes until when? Until death. So you might as well take advantage of the tax write-offs that come with it until death. So there's no right age. If it financially makes sense, meaning that it makes dollars for you and it saves dollars for you, then it's the right time. It's when it does not make dollars for you, then I agree. But it's mortgage. That's why there's no age limit on mortgages, because again, it suits most people financially.
Okay, we'll have that conversation.
Yeah, because I don't plan to.
We'll have that conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't plan to live in this house long. We've already discussed me selling it, moving.
I got you. I got you.
I got a different outlook.
Yeah.
Sometimes I am smarter than a fifth grader.
Well, no.
Not a fifth grader. I'll watch that show before and be like, well, damn, I got to go back to school because I didn't know that.
But, really, we always tell you guys what we have on the table. Really quickly,
I've been sipping on
this. This is a Saint Chateau Saint Michelle.
Okay.
It is a Cabernet. I think it's a 2020 Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay. All right. Nice. Maybe it came from the Versailles Gardens in Paris.
And I know although having a toast to our distinguished guest, because I have learned so much about you in this last couple of hour and a half, and I want to know more.
Time flies.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I want to learn more. But I guess we got to get out of here pretty quickly.
We got time.
Well, we do we have to be out of 50 or 55 or what are we looking at? 55. Okay.
We're doing good.
But so since you have, what would if someone walked up to you and said, well, King Charles, I know that you have made strides in your health. You have made strides, just in having empowerment in your life. What would you? I know because it's hard to direct somebody in 5 minutes or 10 minutes. But what would you say to somebody that was looking for direction?
As far as their health,
the
first thing I would say, especially if it was a brother that approached me about his health or whatever the case may be, brothers are factual. They look at facts and stuff like that, and logic and things like that. So I'll hit them logically. I would just say, 80% of weight loss and diet, and health comes with what you put in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, be careful about what you're putting in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? What you're eating. I know, you know what I'm saying, that things taste good. And, we've been raised on slave food and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's really damaging, and explain to them, why is it damaging? You know what I'm saying? But the biggest part of that is discipline, because, you have to apply some discipline, so where you at with your discipline? I'm good with my discipline. Okay, well, discipline yourself to drop one thing today that's unhealthy for you to eat. Commit to that right now with me.
Yeah, that's going to say the big word is commitment, right? You got to say, okay, this is my commitment to myself, and then put those things in place to carry that through. So, like you mentioned, like slave food. So, what are the foods that you think that's something that is a detriment to us?
Well, we have first and foremost, you know what I'm saying, everything that we season, we have this tendency of seasoning our foods with scrap. That's really intended for scrap. You know what I'm saying? And fat back and bacons and all of that stuff like that. That's on a daily basis, and every swallow that you take, you close it up your arteries.
So no bacon, no fat back. No burn-ins. I didn't learn about burn-ins till I didn't learn about burn-ins till I moved to Texas. I'm like, okay, so you want me to have a burnt end?
And processed foods is just really tearing us up. It's really tearing us up.
It is.
I want to be a vegetarian like him.
I don't. But I'm being honest.
We know,
and that's my daddy. But I'm like, I don't like that thing, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, I went to a vegetarian restaurant and it was like nice.
Yeah.
Well, no, I want to.
Just say she on air live today.
Yeah,
She's letting you know she eat meat and she ain't gonna stop eating no meat.
No, I'm not. But but my dad, he's good with it. And I think I've been looking right now. The mosquitoes are like fierce right now. I'm sitting here itching a mosquito bite, and they're gonna scroll up. They like meat.
They like seasoned meat.
Yeah, I am tender. You barely gotta touch me, and I'm a swell up.
Everybody gotta eat.
Everybody gotta eat. I might be pork.
but it is, y'all. Wow. As we get ready to get out of here.
Taste good. I might be good.
Lord have mercy.
Let me chime in with King Charles here.
That's what you say.
Your health.
Kim is like, She's like, yeah, she's not even part of the conversation. She has nothing to say about that.
And nothing. They ain't got nothing to say.
She won't say nothing because she don't have nothing good to say.
Can I have 60 seconds?
Of course.
My last word is this, man. Men, one of the most important thing in your life and you want out of life is to find that special someone to love and live with, and grow old with, and just be with you. But the only way that you can do that is for you to be here. If you continue to eat bad and not do nothing as far as maintaining and taking care of your health, you're not going to be there for that person that you work so hard to bring in your life and love.
That's true. That's true.
That says it. You got. I want to be here for the person that I love, and I want that person to be here. Well, for themselves first, but then for me. I want them to cherish life so that we can cherish the relationship. And it's so important to many of us, and guys, talking to guys, because we've been talking the last couple of weeks about guys not wanting to go to the doctor and guys not wanting to, we just want to keep going, doing what we're doing and not worried about the consequence.
Right.
And I'm here to, you're looking at a brother that's made major changes in his life. I'm here to tell you that me changing my diet saved my life.
Right. That's important.
Literally saved my life.
What else can probably save a lot of men's life is, is there like a whole restriction?
A whole restriction?
Yeah, I was trying to grab on your coattails.
That's another show that we can talk about that, because my perspective is totally different than everybody on this panel.
So
probably not.
I'm just I'm a man that believes that there. I don't think that one woman or can keep a. I don't think that for everybody, and this is not absolute. This is not absolute, but there are certain people out there that that men that one woman is just not going to never be enough for them. What I'm saying? One woman can give them everything they need. And I'm just, saying.
So polygamy.
Not necessarily so. Not necessarily. It don't have to be polygamy.
To another show. No. We got 2 minutes.
You got women right here. You how many? Let's talk about black people right there. Yeah. Just black. How many black mistresses you think is around the world? Just being mistresses. Oh man, I'm dealing with a married man.
Oh, they've got
thousands.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing people in polyamorous relationships doing. It's the same concept.
So you think
you're just in denial. You're just in denial. You're just not acknowledging it. You're not holding yourself accountable for that, because that's exactly what you're doing. You accept to sleep with another woman's man.
And that's the thing, is that whatever we do, in order for us to stand, whatever we do, be honest about who you are and what you want out of life, because there are like the old Kemetic traditions that I studied. It's based on kingship. The king had 4 or 5 wives, but the first wife chose the others, so nobody was lying to anybody. Right. And that's what's important. That's what's important. If you need,
you got the format.
No, I'm not writing that down because because they say that. Okay, so obviously we know that there's more women than men. We know this, but they also say that women are actually more sexually active than men because they're getting to choose you men, while you guys are trying to build the kingdom ships with all this. But you guys are in that rotation that you don't believe that you're in. So I just, I was
gonna say, do you think we stuck a nerve?
I'm finna counter something though that she said. In that capacity, if sex is on the top thing that you're focusing on, then you are in the wrong business. Because sex is not the first thing you're supposed to be focusing on.
Millennial.
Finances, the empire, you know what I'm saying? The family. There's so many more things ahead of that.
Yeah, you're a millennial. You're 94, baby.
There's so many more things ahead of sex, man. You know what I'm saying?
We have to come back and have this conversation.
See, you can have that situation, and one of the women is not even having sex with nobody. It's just that family. You brought that person into this family, this empire.
Right, and that, and look, I would be good with that. I would be the lazy wife.
3 people making 100 grand, over 100 grand.
Yeah,
think about it. 3 people living in one household making over 100 grand. Come on, bro.
Well,
that's the problem. See, I refuse because if I'm telling y'all, if I was to agree to that knowingly, I'm not doing anything. I'm not going to work to feed her and the kids and everybody else. No. That's just not
King Charles.
Kingship. But kingship means I don't have to do nothing.
Did she say kingship?
Kingship. Yes, I said no.
Like I said, I think we should but seriously, I would like for to get you back here another and have this conversation because it's an intellectual aspect.
It really is. You know what I'm saying? It's happening. It's a part of society and it's a part of life. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you choose, no matter what anybody chooses in life, I'm all right with it because you know what I'm saying. I'm only in control of my own capacity.
There you go. But whatever choices you make, first of all, make them be responsible for them and walk in pride. After if you can't be proud of the choices you make, you're making the wrong choices.
Right.
So
bottom line.
Bottom line. So we got to get out of here. Our producer's subtle smile has turned into a growl. So get out of here. So it is time.
And then Evan was like,
thank you, brother.
That was a good topic, right? It was a good show. Evan's like, I don't know what kind of show I stepped into. He's like, man, say.
But Evan, but I see when we start talking about the kingship and stuff, you woke up. So we may
never sleep over there. He was laughing.
No, I know, but he started commenting. So we're gonna have to bring you in and have you have this conversation. This is Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. And
hit me up. Google me, King Charles Productions.
Yes,
and y'all follow us as well.
And catch the throne every Saturday at what time?
1 to 3.
1 to 3. On the and tell them how to find you. Tell them how to find you.
You can find me on Spotify. You can just King Charles Production. Google it.
There you go.
Google them.
This is Speaking the Facts with Charlie and JR. We will be back next Wednesday. Same facts time. Same facts channel. And until then, love yourself. Because if you do, it'll be easier to love somebody else. We will see y'all next time.
Peace.
Bye.